Ready? Good morning. My name is Bennington, and I am the high school principal here at Bennington. Could we please stand for the national anthem? Just taking it in a little bit, this is the first time we've had this many people in an event at Bennington over 500 days. The reason we're here, the reason we're able to have this ceremony today is because of you guys. Thank you. Because of you guys. Thank you. Because of you guys. I'd like to welcome parents, family and friends of graduates, the Board of Education, administration, teachers, support staff, alumni, those that are watching on YouTube, and finally the graduates themselves. I'd like to thank Mrs. Bruck for her help as our senior class sponsor this year, as well as Mr. Rishling and Mrs. Jenkins, our guidance counselors at Bennington. A special thank you to our front office secretaries, Casey Zelfeld, Jennifer Roberts, and Karen Holman, assistant principals Greg Landerby and Chris Kessler, technology coordinator Rob Upton, and our custodian and grounds personnel Clint Christensen, who all helped us prepare for the ceremony this morning. Please give these individuals a round of applause as well. Just a few housekeeping items before we get started. Please refrain from using any type of noisemaker throughout the ceremony. Please hold your applause until all graduates receive their diplomas. Thank you for your patience and understanding as we try to create an in-person ceremony for the class of 2021. At the end of the ceremony, you can leave out the doors that you came in, or you're welcome to leave up where it says visitor seating there as well. We will have you exit campus as soon as you get to your cars here today. All right, you guys ready? I'm going to tell you the story of how your COVID senior year was like your kindergarten year. Okay? During the summer of 2008, if my math is correct, when you were 5 years old and about to begin kindergarten, you were somewhat clueless to what school would look like, who your friends would be, who your teachers would be, and how the day would go. Your parents were nervous, anxious, scared, and unsure of handing you over to the school system. As you moved into the fall of your kindergarten year, you learned how to wash your hands, how to keep your hands to yourself, and how to respect each other's personal space. You had lunch in the classroom, you had breakfast in a brown paper sack, and you were given seating charts for all your classes. Your parents' anxiety and concern started to subside as you settled into your new norm. Fast forward to the summer of 2020, you're now a 17-year-old and you're about to begin their senior year during a pandemic. You were somewhat clueless about what school would look like, which friends you would be with, who your teachers would be, and how the day would go. Your parents were nervous and anxious and scared and unsure about handing you over to a school system. As you moved into the fall of your senior year, we retaught you how to wash your hands, how to keep your hands to yourself, how to respect each other's personal space. You had lunch in the classroom, you had breakfast in a brown paper sack, and you were given seating charts in all of your classes. Your parents' anxiety and concern, I hope, started to subside just a little bit as you settled into your new norm. Last year's speech was about the 3 P's: persistence, patience, and perseverance. I want to end this year's speech and talk to you a little bit about survival, because that's what you've done. You've survived remote learning, social distancing in classrooms and in the cafeteria. You survived washing desks, not being able to attend athletic activities of your friends. You survived seating charts and not using your lockers, school closings and schedule changes. You survived Google Classroom and Google Meets, a modified homecoming with no dance, and a modified prom with a makeshift dance. Band and choir was in the auditorium all year. There was no district music contest. There was no marching contest in the fall. You survived streaming, and maybe a little lack of streaming at times. You survived 3 Cs, LB 399. You survived individual quarantines and team quarantines. You survived all of my emails. And finally, you survived masks, and more masks. Parents, I think I can confidently say, thank you for trusting us with your son or daughter. We try to provide them with an excellent education and maybe not excellent conditions. I'm a parent myself, and I had some of the same anxiety and nervousness that you all have throughout the year. So I have a perspective of what you went through. Thank you for your patience and your consideration, not just the last year, but the last 15 months. Young men and young women, because that's what you are now. Young men and young women, you have navigated the hardest year of school to date. And you've done it with respect for each other and respect for your teachers. You were patient with us while we tried to lead you through a pandemic. And let's be honest, I didn't always make the right decision or the popular decision. I'd just like to tell you how much of a privilege it's been to be your principal. Not just the last 4 years, but this year especially. Even though I was the leader of the building, I felt this class helped me lead in a way that no class has ever done before. It truly was and takes a village approach this year. You set an example for the rest of the building, how to act, and how to behave, and how to manage this. I'm proud not only of the accomplishments you've received in the classroom, on the playing field, on the stage, in the gymnasium, but I'm proud of the mature young men and women that you've become. Bennington's a special place, and you have represented this school with class, and I thank you for that. I hope you enjoy your day today, and congratulations. At this time, I would like any student receiving a scholarship, please stand and be recognized. Any student, any graduate that has scholarship. forces to stand and be recognized, and to my knowledge, we don't have anyone this year that is doing that. But I do want to keep a tradition that we've done here at graduation since I've been the principal, and that's to ask all veterans, anyone that's actively serving in the military, police, firemen and firewomen, anyone that's a first responder, please stand in the audience right now and be recognized. Maybe a little different than any other year. I think it's also fitting to ask anyone who's in the healthcare industry at this time to stand and be recognized. We've got this close to Now, as this is an academic ceremony, we'll get on with the academics. At this time, I would like to invite salutatorian Madam Mello to the stage.
Hello, everyone. I would like to thank you all for being here today to celebrate my fellow classmates and I as we take the next step into our future and say goodbye to our high school careers. Thank you to all our teachers, administrators, and families who have helped us to reach success thinking in a year where it seems so unlikely even in the past the first week. All the sacrifices you have made this year are very much appreciated. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Madeline Elwood, and for those of you who do, you're probably sitting there wondering why I've never said that full name like that. Throughout high school, I was always Maddie Elwood. I hear it when you say hi in calls, that's how I was announced for sports, everything. Now don't get me wrong, I was totally fine with that. Growing up, I actually hated my first name. Every year, I spent the first days of school telling every teacher I go by Maddie, or something along that line, because of how much I despised the name Madeline. It just sounded so wrong to me. It sounded too classy, it didn't really fit the whole athletic vibe I was going for. But leading up to this day, every couple months or so, Mr. Bowen passed around a little sheet with all of our names on it, asking us to write exactly how we wanted our names to look on our diplomas we're receiving this afternoon. I am still getting one of those, right? Either way, I looked at that sheet and how weird it was to see my full name written out in my own handwriting. Honestly, I couldn't tell you the last time I wrote that at the top of one of my papers. It's kind of strange to think that I could feel so distant from my own name. I mean, it is my name after all, isn't it? Now, I tell you this not because I wanted to give you a history lesson on the background of my name, but because I wanted to tell you how absurd I find it now that I tried so hard to literally change what it was. I've witnessed similar stories throughout high school as well, except on a little bit deeper of a level than having a nickname. All of us, myself included, tried so hard to fit in or be liked by others, and to do so, tried to change some part about us. And I think that for a lot of us, we discovered that changing who we were in order to fit this perfect high schooler mold never really satisfied any of us. And it's clear that we were happiest when we were able to do what we loved without caring about what other people thought and just enjoy the moment. High school, for all of us, was kind of finding who we are and who we want to be. I think that a lot of us will look back at high school and remember it as a time when we went through many different phases and cringy times, trying to do whatever the definition of cool was that particularly. But the beauty in all of this is that we got to see each other grow into the people that we are today. These shared experiences of finding ourselves are memories that we will cherish forever. My point in saying all of this is that I want you all to remember that no matter where life takes you after today, to always stay true to yourself. You've spent the last 4 years discovering who you are and what you love, and no one can take that away from you. Nate Meyer, never let anyone stop you from playing music. Katie Doll, don't let anyone take away your strong sense of self-confidence. And Blake Ulbricht, please never stop wearing those iconic sunglasses. I could go on and on listing all of the wonderful things that make each and every one of us in the class of 2021 unique. I just want everyone to know that you are special, you are loved, and that you are perfect exactly how you are. Embrace the quality that make you, you. They helped you drive and reach the finish line in high school that we're here celebrating today. I'd like to give one last thank you to the Bolts. You guys really pushed me to work harder through our friendly academic competition, and there's no way I could have made it without you guys. You two truly deserve the recognition you have received today. I'd like to close by saying how proud I am to have spent the last 4 years, and with some of you the last 13 years, growing up and learning beside each and every one of you. Good luck to all of you in the future, and please remember that no matter where you go, keep doing the things you love and always stay true to yourself. Thank you.
Please join me in welcoming our valedictorians to the stage, Grant Wolf and Jeff Wolf.
Almost 300,000 minutes. That is approximately how long we, the class of 2021, have spent in high school during the last 4 years.
Many of those 300,000 minutes have been spent stressfully solving complicated math problems, carefully crafting English papers about works by authors like Shakespeare, inventively incorporating different solutions in chemistry labs, hoping that we don't blow up or turn the place down, or wistfully watching the slow hand of a classroom clock, counting down the seconds until the end of the day.
When we look back on what exactly our time in high school has been spent on, I think we can agree that though it consisted of, at times, us waiting for the next class, the next day, or even the next year, the long-awaited arrival of our graduation now surprises us with the way it suddenly seems to have materialized on our calendars.
The specialness and significance of our graduation, especially amidst a time where we witnessed an unprecedented use of the phrase out of an abundance of caution, produces a desire in us to slow down time in some way, to remember the good old days of high school. Especially those that happened without social distancing, masks, and everyone's favorite, the ever-changing directed health measures. And, my fellow graduates, I think that one of the very best ways to try and savor our time in high school, of the years that have flown by like a dream for some and dragged on for others, is to open up your camera roll and peruse over your photos. When you have a second over these next few weeks as summer begins, scroll all the way back to August of 2017, when we began high school as freshmen. Do you remember the first day of school when you struggled to open your locker or to find your third period class? Can you observe how much you have changed, how we all have changed? Keep swiping through, taking in the changes in both yourself and your friends or other classmates you see, all the way until you get down to your recent photos. Throughout high school, we all have changed so much. There have been numerous blow-ups. People who used to be shy and reserved are now confident leaders who've taken the reins over their lives. I personally can attest to the growth of members of our class, and I want to take a second to recognize and address my classmates who, during the past years, have served as a source of inspiration for me and been a role model, possibly without even meaning to or knowing they were. Maddie Elwood, you've always been a friendly rival in terms of academic competition, but more importantly, you've shown me what true leadership is and it's someone I've always looked up to. Taylor Ryan, your relentless determination, tremendous courage, and optimistic take on life, despite all that life has put you through, serve as an inspiration to me. Allison Whitmire, you've been a friend who puts up with all my crazy plans and ideas, and are always down to volunteer for me. And Candy Dumont, your ability to make people smile and instantly brighten their day, whether they're a close friend like Ryan Malone or someone you don't even know, deserves an honorable mention. Now, class of 2021, please understand that this list could go on if I weren't confined by the restraints of time, as in reality, I have been inspired by some way by all of you. It has been an honor to be a member of your class. And just like that, our high school graduates, and soon we're going to be signing each other's yearbooks and saying our goodbyes at the many graduation parties that will be taking place. There will be smiles and there will be tears. We'll do our best to stay in touch and not let our memories of each other fade away into the darkness.
But in the end, we'll be living our own lives and doing our best to live out and reach our own goals and aspirations. no matter how hard we try to remain connected. We're not all going to continue living our lives together, and that is perfectly okay. So it's important that we cherish the moments we still do have together and enjoy them to the fullest. Speaking of time spent together, I'd like to present you now a quote from Dr. Lee, who has been the physics teacher of Matt and I this past year. He says, "Celebrate your knowledge. It is the most wonderful gift you have received." Students, we should not feel burdened with the knowledge that we are leaving each other very shortly. Instead, we should rejoice in all that we have learned over the past 4 years and acknowledge how blessed we are to have been through all the opportunities that we have gained access to here in Bennington. I'd like to take a moment now as well to thank the people that have brought us here. On behalf of Jack and I and all our fellow graduates, thank you to all the teachers, counselors, administrators, and parents who have helped us reach this milestone in our lives. Also, thank you to our fellow classmates who have spent the past 4 years around us. We would like to leave off by wishing you the absolute best luck with whatever the future brings next for you. Congratulations, class of 2021, on all that you have managed to achieve, and here's to the next chapter in our lives. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Terry Hopkins, Superintendent of Schools. Members of the school board, faculty members, Bennington Public School patrons, and honored guests. I am proud to assure you that the following students have met the graduation requirements set forth by the board policy and state law. Students, please rise and come forward as I call your name to accept your diploma. For members of the Board of Education, Heather Dirks and Mark Byers. Please rise. Weston Rex Adams. The Laser Akhtar. Fazan Akhtar. Haley Elvis. Fisher Mills Anderson. Caitlin Marie Anderson. Jackson David Anderson. Gail Bachman. Gabriel Titan Barama. Tyson Keith Bonner. Jackson A. Bean. Sherry Lee Barons. Amelia Ann Bermudez. Cale Michael Bird. Morgan Elizabeth Bird. McKenna Carson Blake. Marissa Lee Bover. Lindy Michelle Brandt. Olivia Grace Brandt. Thomas Kane Brandt. Jessica Marie Brown. Haley Nicole Berman. Colin Michael Busher. Macy Lane Byers. Jorge Jacob Cantrell. Devin Joseph Cartwright. Nicholas Ryan Christensen. Joshua Charles Coe. Reed James Cole. Taylor Grace Colbert. Alexis M. Sarinsky. Caitlin Lee Dahl. Janae Daniels. Daisha Marie Delancey. Aiden Donovan Devaney. Zoe Eliana Dewey. Nicholas Crum Demetrov. Aria Murray Gray. Nathan Richard Duggan. Dugan. Camden Thomas DeMont. Madeline Jean Elwood. Javen Michael Inglekeith. Sina Suzanne Essing. Ryan Paul Fabian. Brendan James Falkenberg. Colby Williamson Fisher. Serena Roberta Formanek. Samantha Freidenberg. Drew T. Gillian. Amber Louise Gertz. Cassidy Marie Goss. Reed William Guy. Ellie James Paul. Madison May Paul. Micah Leo Kai Hanish. Benjamin J. Parkin. Riley Ann Hartman. Ethan Charles Henneman. Madison Michelle Felton. Alexander John Paul Hawks. Silas Cale Hughes. Austin Joseph Hunt. Braden Byers. Abby Elaine Jenkins. Brianne Lee Jensen. Caleb James Jensen. Olivia Michelle Jimenez. Isabel Elise John. Rosario Joseph Kaiser Jr. Nia Lynn Hoffman. Trey J. Hinkle. Sean Colton Coker. Elko Coutier. Lindsay Grace Krejci. Will Fletcher Lampier. Nolan Larson. Nicholas G. Ball. Chloe E. Leclerc. Tyler Andrew Leclerc. Mackenzie Joe Limbaugh. Sarah Jean Luce. Caitlin Rose Luce. Benjamin Charles Mack. Carson Mongrave. Ryan Andrew Malone. Aaron Matthew Manhart. Nathan Wesley Manhart. Gavin Martin. Mia Elizabeth Osoto. Yeah, Mia! Haley Ann Batista. Ethan Alexander McCormick. Edie Jonathan McKenzie. Bryce Maria Nelis. Nathan Daniel Meyer. Tyler Michael Myrie. Luca Evan Molakovic. Keaton Bryce Miller. Elijah Dean Morton. Kylie Ann Irene Musson. Jacob Thomas Newman. Caleb Patrick Nordmeyer. Charlie Elizabeth Norman. Blake Christian Ulrich. Jordan Ray Oliver. Landon Ross Owens. Jessica Carolyn Napper. McKenna Grace Napper. Olivia Rose Pearson. Abigail Marie Peterson. Joyner Price District. Clay Timothy Coleman. Haley May J. Coleman. Katie Pond Cole Traffic. Jordan Noel Pratt Lauer. Angeline Phyllis Rasmussen. Olivia Ann Reddick. Keegan Ryder. Cole Brown Rollins. Haley Josephine Root. Ava Nicole Rowan. Michael Thomas Buck Jr. Ashlyn Josh. Caitlin Ann Russell. Taylor Ashton Ryan. Nicholas D. Salt. Ashton Michael Schmutter. Mackenzie Schmidt. Emma K. Schumacher. Abigail Scott. Reshma Shaw. Sumra Shaw. Kinsey Rainey Sharp. Kinsey Rainey. Gabrielle Nicole Smith. Amelia Dawn Spangler. Emma Grace Studeschnitt. Benjamin Robert Sutton. Joseph Thomas Sutton. Cody C. Taylor. Rachel Lynn Taylor. Brooke Lee Tyndall. Grace Marie Thompson. Chloe Lynn Thornton. Connor Ellen Tell. Logan Tomlinson. Jake Johnson. Noah James Urbanski. Grant Christopher Vogt. Jack William Vogt. Isaac Aaron Wagner. Isabel Victoria Weaver. Joseph J. Wells. Allison May Whitmer. Gabe Alexander Wilton. Nicholas Anthony Williams. Claire Clara Christine Weiss. Lauren Rebecca Weiss. Lauren Skyler Booth. Arianda Lavandis Young. Christopher R. Celestine Jr. Graduates, will you please stand at this time? Graduates, please move your tassel. Please face the audience. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you.
At this time, we will have our senior song, I Wish. Graduates, you can find your families. Graduates, please try to work your way back to your seats, please. Graduates, please try to work your way back to your seats, please. graduates, please make your way back to your seats so we can have our reception. Junior attendants, please stand. Class of 2021, please stand. Again, congratulations to the class of 2021, Bennington High School. Ushers, please escort home. Thank you for coming. Thank you all for your attendance and cooperation today. Have a great Sunday.